r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. What fetish will you keep a secret from the people you know? IRL. Girls in comfy jammies. Not sure why. Seeing a cute girl in her PJs getting all snug on a cold night makes my heart warm and my dong hard. 0 to 100 real quick. Tickling men. I do not know why I don't want anyone to know this IRL and would rather have my fetish for tying up men be known than that. Maybe it is because tickle fetish is not that common. And thanks to a documentary, tickle fetish might not be viewed in a good light. As someone that instantly is ticklish when someone touches me and I feel really insecure about it because of my ducked up past. I appreciate you. For me, it's having to be forced to give head. But like consensually, like talking to my partner about it. I have an incredibly weird non-sexual curiosity of what people's genitals look like. Co-workers, in-laws, strangers. There's no sexual gratification or turn-on factor, but I'm obsessed with the thought sometimes. It's been a thing since I was 10-11. I don't get it and I feel so weird about it. Not gonna lie. I made a throwaway just to respond to this same. Christ. I'm so happy I'm not the only one. I'm 6 feet 3 inches and tend to attract much smaller, submissive women. It just doesn't really work when they try to be dominant or physical with me and I inevitably have to be the one in charge. I just want a tall, buff woman to manhandle me for a change. Tongues. Like. Not the muscle, organ, specifically. But like having their tongue sticking out. Sucking it when kissing. Watching it when they talk. I'm strangely attracted to it and it makes me feel like people would think I'm a serial killer if they knew. Mine is slightly up your alley. I could watch my crush's partners talk all day long. Mind you, I would space out. Didn't give two shits about what they were actually saying. Something about watching their lips and teeth and tongues move drove me crazy. I too felt like a freaking serial killer, haha. There was one guy I dated for like 2 weeks that I was like, nah, this isn't doing it for me, lol. Naked women brushing their teeth. Something about the boob jiggle and the fact them pearly whites are staying pearly is just so nice. Erogy? Mine is a hand fetish. Oh my god, yes. Yes. Hand bones. Long, thin fingers and elegant wrists. A bit of visible blue from their veins or freckles. I'm also way too into freckles. Hands are so beautiful. It's not even always sexual for me. It can be. It's just that hands and freckles are the most beautiful parts of a human being to me. You all know the tricks, bunny. You will know. Mind control and hypnosis. Both sub and dom. Turns me on so hard. You have no idea how much I scrolled to find this. There are dozens of US. I like inflatable pool toys a bit more than I'm supposed to. My IRL friends and family don't need to know that inflatables and their squeaky noises turn me on. Wait, were you on a reality show? It's hot when my wife puts on an inflatable latex suit that makes her look spherical. In short, me and my wife are into the inflation fetish. Truly should be top honest comment. Bravo. 60C. Had an ex who really wanted me to rape her almost any time we had sex. Problem was she wouldn't ever have a conversation about it. I think she got off on the realism. So I'd start getting rough with her. Only for her to, in a hyper-realistic scared voice, beg me to stop or start acting like she was in real danger. So I would stop and ensure she was okay. To which she'd casually go, yeah. What's wrong? We'd start again and the same shit. I couldn't do it. Without explicit consent, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I'd be lying if the whole thing wasn't a turn on for me. Maybe someday in the future I'll find a woman who wants it and can explicitly verbalize the want ahead of time. Sounds like you're in desperate need of a safe word. Mine's chrysanthemum. I used to have a fetish for impregnation. After the first kid that killed that fetish. Try impregnating adults instead. Wet and messy. Like girls covered in slime. I'm not sure exactly how mainstream it is. Goddamn, confessing this to somebody even if nobody is reading felt so ducking good. If you are reading this, thank you, you just relieved too much stress I didn't know I had. I understand. My wife u/subterraneous still doesn't know I'm into political up in the bedroom. I pretend she's Putin. Absolute madman ducking tagged her, I'm done. I love being called good girl in bed. Like excessively. Will instantly make me go from enjoying the sex to loving everything that's happening. It's like a switch flips. Oh, and being completely dominated. You are like a golden retriever. I have a calm inflation fetish. The only person IRL who knows is my wife. Edit. I'm a little embarrassed that this blew up as much as it did. But I'm also galled to know that I'm not alone in this. I'm a little embarrassed that this blew up as much as it did. Nice. This will probably get buried because it's rather tame compared to most of the other responses here, but I am huge into one-piece swimsuits, specifically those you'd see in swim and triathlon meets, and leotards. Bonus points if they're worn as underwear beneath normal clothing. Edit. Should probably clarify that when I said leotard I'm more leaning toward gymnastics spandex athletic leotards. My girlfriend and I have a costume trunk. We seem like normal people. But any night we have free we roleplay sex together. My favorite is when she's dressed like an angel who doesn't know what sex is. And her favorite is me dressing up like a doctor and speaking in a clinical voice as her regular checkup gets out of hand, lol. We've been together for some time now and it's like our go-to hobby or form of entertainment. We'll even be texting ideas to one another during the workday. Honestly, it's like having several girlfriends, lol. Edit, this really took of lol. Thank you for the gold and the silver and all the other stuff. I've gotten a few questions as to how you can bring this up with your so. Well, I lucked out because she and I were into text-based role-playing games. And it's how we met. So working it into our sex life was like a natural nerdy progression. However, I mentioned this post to her and those questions. And what we suggest, if you're unsure how to bring up that you're interested in this, is to be like, oh hey, I was on Reddit yesterday and I saw this NSFW post. I clicked it because I wanted to see how weird they got. Do you know people roleplay? How would you react if I did something like that? Like pose it in a way where you can back out if the response isn't positive. Don't just come at them like, hey babe, let's pretend tonight. You be Sailor Moon and I'm Tom Hanks from Big. Go. Do you ever combine your angel and doctor? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? I better check just to make sure. My wife can essentially orgasm just listening to my heartbeat. More turned on I get. Faster it gets. More turned on she gets. It's kinda interesting. But people would be confused. Edit. Was absolutely not expecting this. Thanks for the coinage. To answer some common questions. No. She's not in healthcare. How does it happen? Not sure. So she will get very turned on. Then my effort, if needed, is minimal. For example, I can use a stethoscope to listen to her when she's listening to me and I'll kiss her beat on her neck. That will do it. I can use that same technique elsewhere. I don't think she knows what Dexter is, haha. Your wife takes I'm attracted to anyone with a pulse to the next level. I'm surprised by how tame most of these are considering this is Reddit. Those are only the ones that are upvoted. You gotta get in the trenches. Son. That's where the truth lies. Strong women. I like a girl with some muscle. As a muscular girl who sometimes feels too manly, I really appreciate reading this comment. Edit. I appreciate all of the kind replies. And my username is more so a reference to my emotions rather than my body. Thank you internet strangers for reminding me that some people do like muscular women. I want to peg so badly. But my husband is staunchly against me even looking at his butt. Alas. I dream. Edit. So many replies from wonderful, adventurous men. Your ladies are lucky. Never really wanted to go that far. But I've had exes give me rim jobs which were amazing and one girl liked to give me prostate massage blow jobs. I could have shot holes through a wall. Dominant girls that are normally shy and or submissive. Shy in public. But pin me to the wall in the bedroom? Yes. Please. I'm really into moms. I did not understand this fetish. Until I worked in the IMCA, then I saw hot moms. Hot moms everywhere. I constantly imagine how anyone I talk to will moan in bed. So much so as when they sigh I get an instant turn on. Ro. Thank you for my new fantasy. Just want a muscular woman to beat me the duck up NGL. Ah. Death by snoo snoo. My wife's shoulders. If her shirt slips off her shoulders and exposes it and her neck a bit more. Huh, maybe I'm Dracula. Those sleep fantasies where you are sleeping and someone starts getting frisky with you and wakes you up a bit but you are already part way through. Edit. Man, this blew up. Thank you to the strangers who gave me silver. Also, to people who are saying rape. I meant this more as a consensual act to help deal with morning wood. I do not whatsoever condone rape. When my wife and I first became parents we were so tired all the time that we didn't always get around to sex. We'd both often wake up in the middle of the night well into foreplay. Sleep sex became a thing between us since we duck and right after go. Who started that? I don't remember the beginning. I have a weird attraction to arms, bicep area. It makes me fantasize about a hug. You monster. I have an authority fetish, which I hear is fairly common. But I'm very confident and take on a leadership role outside of the bedroom. So, I enjoy playing with someone who will force me to submit to them. Which I guess is very sub behavior. But it's specifically someone who is in a position of power over me. Like an officer in the military police or a boss in the workplace. Additionally and occasionally, making those same people my slave for a night. But that's fairly rare. This is supposedly really common with people who have a leadership position. IRL. Being forced to submit allows them to relax and not feel they need to be in charge for once. Or something. I've seen it explained far better. But yay. Edit. I can't believe this is my most upvoted comment. I have a fetish for voices and accents. It's really weird and I've never met anyone who likes them as much as me, but I can genuinely get off on just the deepness and the way my boyfriend talks. He doesn't even have an accent to me, both American with no significant difference in accents between us, but it's so incredibly hot. When I first started having feelings for him it freaked me out how my brain instantly fell for his voice and how sexy it sounds when he's horny. I can instantly tell if he's horny or not just by how he talks, and it's one of my favorite things he does. He's such a keeper for more than one reason, but this is such a bonus I've been enjoying without having known prior to our romantic relationship. 3. He also speaks Spanish fluently, and my god. I've never been attracted to the Spanish language before like ever, but when he talks, I actually just melt, especially if he talks a certain way just like "Yo, take me now thanks LMAO." This is the weirdest thing ever. But the sexiest thing to me is the mythical creature dryad. I don't know why I want to duck a tree lady. But I definitely do. Edit. Dyslexia got the better of me. Sounds like a good way to get some very painful splinters. Edit. Most upvoted comment because of course it is. My recent ex was great looking but boring as hell and super vanilla in bed. Love a girl who takes charge. A girl I was once fooling around with in college took me by surprise and handcuffed me to the bed while I wasn't looking and then told me if I talked she would gag me. Never came harder. Didn't pursue a relationship with her though. Sex was great but her crazy extended beyond the bedroom. Ninja edit. I also love going down on women. It's my favorite and I love the reactions. The shakes. The noises. The nearly skull crushing thigh ice on my head when they come. Literally everything about it. Most the time I fantasize about a woman I imagine them sitting on my face versus a good old fashioned whinering. Edit 2. Nearly a day later. Someone mentioned she shouldn't have done this by surprise. To clarify, it was a surprise in the sense she got me in the cuffs without me even noticing. She whipped them out. We talked about kinks and what we wanted to try beforehand. She is a great woman and would have 100% let me go if I was not comfortable with it. If you've read this far down, this is about where the transition from somewhat publicly acceptable to the weird stuff happens. I'm male, attracted to amputees, female. Which causes me a significant degree of guilt, conflict, finding interest and attraction in a physical feature that may have been a source of pain, trauma, insecurity, etc. Man, have I got a game for you. NSFW obviously. I have a real daddy kink. I am a grown woman and know how to have sex, but I fantasize about a man teaching me what to do and describing to me what I need to do to be a good girl and please him. To be gagged and told to be quiet while he ducks me is something I think about often. Nobody has yet fulfilled my fantasy. I think guys are too afraid they will come across as rappy or demeaning. I'm also really into sucking dong. I know a lot of women are, but I'm really into it. Like, I think about having a dong in my mouth at least 5 times a day. The feeling of it, the taste and the texture all really turn me on. My ex used to hold my hair at my ponytail and duck my mouth while I just kept it open. It was so hot I would almost have an orgasm from that alone. I'm getting really worked up just typing this. RIP my inbox. Glad to know there are other horny people out there. RIP your inbox. Ducking, like and subscribe.